Tea Time is one of the most ridiculous things that I have ever seen, and not in a fun way either. This is a Felix cartoon from 1930. It's directed by Otto Messmer. This is, of course, a Pat Sullivan cartoon, and the only positive about it is the music. We have some pretty good music in this. The rest of it is horrendous. It started off okay, to be fair. Felix is playing the piano, and then he goes off playing golf, and then more bizarre things start to happen, and it becomes very racist. How can a cartoon about Felix playing the piano, or apparently playing the piano, become racist? Well, I'm not going to say it, just in case you do decide to watch it, but I feel like, well, it's worth establishing, first of all, that this was the last Felix cartoon from Pat Sullivan before Van Buren Studios released some, and it kind of feels like they just had several ideas and they didn't know which one to go with, so they just mashed them all together, and it was completely chaotic. There was actually one created after this with an unknown title, and it was a lost episode, so I don't know if that was ever even released, but it seems like, according to Wikipedia at least, there was meant to be another one. But for all intents and purposes, Tea Time is the last one from Pat Sullivan, and it is just ridiculous. It's just illogical, and obviously with cartoons, things don't need to have to make sense, but there needs to be at least some logic about how we got from A to B, and here it just feels like they had a bunch of ideas, a bunch of animations, maybe some things they'd previously animated that they never got to use, and they just kind of mashed it together, and it's really stupid. It really is ridiculous. The animation quality itself is okay. It's very clean, it's not very fussy. I certainly don't mind the visual aspect of it, and as I said, the music is really, really lovely. Really enjoyed the music. Felix in this was okay as a character, not the most interesting, but then it gets very problematic and it's nonsensical, and not in a fun, creative way, but just in a way that makes no sense. I'm questioning why they made so many of these decisions. So I really hated this completely. Thankfully, it's not the last Felix cartoon that I have to watch, but if you are watching them in order and you've just got the Pat Sullivans left, then this would be a terrible, terrible way to end the Felix journey. Thankfully, I have quite a few more left to watch. I've seen all of the Van Buren ones. There are only a couple of them, and they're really thoroughly enjoyable, definitely worth watching. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for Tea Time. I don't even think this needs to exist. It's pretty terrible for a lot of reasons.